a journey from intelligence to action. Why do brilliant people struggle financially while average performers build wealth? This summary of Smart, Broke, Dumb, Rich by Zor Veyl reveals the shocking truth about intelligence, money, and success. Discover why being smart doesn't guarantee wealth and what actually does. Have you ever looked at someone brilliant, maybe a friend, a colleague, someone with multiple degrees, and thought, how are they always struggling with money? And then you see someone else, someone who barely graduated, and they're driving a nice car, taking vacations, building wealth. You think, wait, how? This is the paradox that Zor Veyl unpacks in Smart, Broke, Dumb, Rich. And today, we're diving deep into why being intelligent doesn't automatically make you wealthy, and why success often belongs to those who act, not just those who think. Welcome. I'm breaking down the core ideas from this eye-opening book in a way that's simple, practical, and immediately useful. No complicated financial jargon. No theories you'll forget tomorrow. Just real mindset shifts that can change how you approach money, opportunity, and success. This is about understanding why the smartest person in the room isn't always the richest, and what you can do about it starting today. Let's jump in. The intelligence trap Zor Veyl opens with a truth that might sting a little. Your bank account is not a scorecard of your intelligence. It's a reflection of your decisions. Think about it. You can ace every test, memorize complex theories, solve intricate problems, and still make terrible choices about money, risk, and opportunity. We all know these people. The engineer earning six figures, but living paycheck to paycheck. The doctor drowning in lifestyle inflation. The PhD who knows everything about their field, but nothing about converting knowledge into income. The person with impressive credentials on LinkedIn, but concerning numbers in their bank account. Why does this happen so often? Because academic intelligence and financial intelligence are completely different skill sets. Success doesn't come from what you know. It comes from how you think, and more importantly, how you act. Here's the first major insight from the book. Being smart doesn't guarantee financial success. And being average doesn't disqualify you from wealth. In fact, many wealthy people succeed precisely because they don't overthink. They lack the paralysis that comes from too much analysis. They act. They risk. They simplify. They try something, and if it doesn't work, they try something else. Meanwhile, highly intelligent people often overcomplicate everything. They hesitate. They doubt. They need more information, more certainty, more proof before they move. And while they're thinking, someone else is doing. Two Mindsets Zor Veyl breaks down the psychological differences between what he calls smart broke and dumb rich people. And it's not about IQ scores or diplomas. It's about habits of thought. Let me walk you through the contrast. Dumb rich people? First, overthinking versus action. Smart broke people calculate every angle before they move. Is this the perfect time? What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? Let me do more research. They drown themselves in information, waiting for certainty that never comes. Life doesn't reward that approach. They say, let's try and see what happens. If it doesn't work, I'll adjust. They might not plan perfectly, but they move forward. And momentum, just the act of moving, often beats intelligence. Second, being right versus getting results. Smart broke people want to be right. They defend their ideas. They avoid situations where they might look foolish. They choose safety over growth every time. Dumb rich people want results. They don't need to be the smartest person in the room. They're completely comfortable saying, explain that again? How do I do this? Can you show me? Here's the irony. Being okay with looking uninformed actually makes you wiser because you're constantly learning. Third, fear of judgment versus fear of missing out. Smart broke people filter every decision through one question. What will people think? So they stay in the middle, predictable, acceptable, and ultimately forgettable. Dumb rich people ask a different question. What if this is my chance? They're opportunity-driven, not approval-driven. They rather take a risk and be criticized than play it safe and wonder what if. Fourth, comfort versus discomfort. Smart broke people crave stability, routine, and predictability. Dumb rich people? They embrace discomfort because they understand that growth lives on the other side of comfort. Uncomfortable conversations, uncertainty, calculated risks, that's where wealth gets built. Here's the pattern. Smart broke people think. Dumb rich people act. And here's the key message. You don't need to lower your intelligence. You just need to lower your hesitation. The real currency. Zor Veyl argues that the greatest wealth-building traits aren't intellectual at all. They're emotional and behavioral. Things like courage, consistency, confidence, willingness to experiment, and resilience. The real currency of success isn't money. It's movement. Let me say that again. Movement is the real currency. This is why average performers often outpace brilliant minds, because they simply get started. If you wait for the perfect idea, you'll watch less intelligent people succeed with imperfect ones. Wealth rewards courage, not caution. Now, here's a fascinating section of the book. Why schools accidentally create smart broke thinkers. Our education system is designed for memorization, obedience, predictability, and risk avoidance. In school, you get rewarded for not making mistakes, not challenging the system, not experimenting. But in real life, the people who thrive do exactly the opposite. School punishes failure. Life rewards learning from it. School teaches you to wait for instructions. Success comes from deciding what to do yourself. School tells you to avoid errors. Business requires constant trial and error. School gives you topics to study. Wealth comes from solving problems nobody assigned you. So smart people get trained to avoid risk, wait for permission, seek approval, avoid being wrong, overanalyze every problem, and depend on structure. These habits create smart, broke people. The solution? We have to consciously retrain our thinking. The 4 wealth behaviors. Zor Veyl identifies 4 behaviors that consistently lead to financial success. These don't require genius. Anyone can practice them. Number 1. Initiate. Start more things. Wealthy people start side projects, businesses, conversations, opportunities, partnerships. The broke mindset waits for something to happen. The wealthy mindset makes things happen. Your income is directly tied to how often you initiate. Don't wait for inspiration to initiate movement. Number 2. Learn through doing. Smart broke people study concepts forever. They read, research, prepare. Dumb rich people learn by trying. Your brain actually learns better through action than endless contemplation. You can't learn to swim by reading about it. You get in the water. You can't learn entrepreneurship through theory. You try something small. You can't learn negotiation by watching tutorials. You negotiate. This is experiential intelligence, and it's what money responds to. Number 3. ASK. Ask for help. Ask for opportunities. Ask for guidance. Pride is expensive. Asking is profitable. Wealthy people ask for introductions, advice, partnerships, deals, clarity, mentorship, and chances. Smart broke people avoid asking because they don't want to appear unprepared. But here's the truth. You can't receive what you don't ask for. Number 4. Persist. Most people quit at the first sign of discomfort. Wealthy people stay in the game longer. Persistence doesn't require intelligence. It requires patience. A dumb rich person might fail 10 times but succeed on the 11th attempt. A smart broke person quits after failure number 1. Success often belongs to whoever lasts the longest. Simplicity and confidence. Here's a theme that runs throughout the book. Smart people love complexity, but money loves simplicity. Intelligent people build elaborate plans, detailed structures, and theoretical solutions. They get stuck in planning mode. Meanwhile, wealthy individuals focus on simple solutions, simple business models, simple offers, simple daily actions, and simple decisions. Simplicity scales. Complexity stalls. The wealthy aren't necessarily smarter, they're simpler. And then there's confidence. Zor Veyl dedicates a powerful section to this idea. Confidence is a personality trait you reborn with. It's a decision. It's choosing to believe you belong in the room, even when you don't have all the answers. The wealthy aren't confident because they're rich. They became rich because they were confident enough to take action when it mattered. Confidence generates money. Self-doubt blocks it. The internal blocks. Let's talk about the 5 internal enemies that keep smart people broke. First, fear of failure. The belief that failing means you're not smart. But wealth demands constant micro-failures. Every successful person has a trail of attempts behind them. Second, fear of judgment. Worrying about what people think stops all movement. Wealth comes from decisions, not from managing opinions. Third, perfectionism. Trying to get everything right kills momentum. Done beats perfect every single time. Fourth, analysis paralysis. Overthinking is the death of opportunity. While you're analyzing, opportunity moves on to someone else. Fifth, comfort addiction. Comfort feels good but pays badly. Discomfort feels scary but pays well. The rich are comfortable being uncomfortable. Here's what wealthy people understand about opportunity. Opportunities don't come dressed as guarantees. They come dressed as uncertainty, inconvenience, risk, learning curves, and unfamiliar territory. The wealthy jump at possibilities. The smart wait for certainty. An opportunity doesn't wait for the smartest person, it waits for the boldest. The wealth triangle Zor Veyl outlines 3 elements needed for increasing income. He calls it the wealth triangle. 1. Skill. Something valuable enough that people will pay you for it. 2. Leverage. Tools that multiply your effort, things like media, technology, systems, teams, or capital. 3. Mindset. The ability to take action, take responsibility, and take risks. Smart broke people focus only on skill. They become highly skilled at something, but never build leverage or develop the right mindset. Dumb rich people focus on all 3. That's why one person can work hard their entire life and stay stuck, while another with less talent rockets forward. There's also what Veyl calls the ego trap. Smart people often stay broke because their ego is expensive. They want to be impressive, to look intelligent, to appear successful before they actually are. But ego is the enemy of improvement. The wealthy often have humble beginnings. They take odd jobs, grab small opportunities, make embarrassing first steps. Smart broke people avoid anything that might damage their image. But here's the secret. Success is messy at the beginning. Wealth is embarrassing before it's impressive. Drop the ego. Pick up momentum. Conclusion: if there's one message from Smart Broke Dumb Rich, it's this. Wealth isn't about how smart you are. It's about how brave you are. The world doesn't pay you for intelligence. It pays you for your ability to create value, take action, and stay in the game long enough to win. And here's the good news. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to adjust how you think. The wealthy aren't superhumans. They're just humans who started before they were ready. So today, wherever you are, whatever your situation, take the first imperfect step. Start something small. Make a faster decision. Ask for something you want. Embrace a bit of discomfort. That's where your journey from smart and stuck to smart and successful begins. Thanks for watching. If this helped you see the world more clearly, it's time to become part of the knowledge movement for more insights on books and ideas that can really change your perspective.